Welcome back students. Today in this video lecture we will begin one of the most important chapters in class 10 history, nationalism in Europe. Have you ever wondered how modern countries like Germany and Italy were formed? Or why people began to feel a deep sense of belonging to their nation? In this chapter, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe, we will explore how the idea of nationalism emerged, how it spread across Europe, and how it led to powerful movements that reshaped the continent forever. From the aftermath of the French Revolution to the rise of the nation states, this journey will help you understand how unity, identity, and political change came together to create the Europe that we know today. So, let's dive into the story of revolutions, leaders, and the birth of the nations. In this part 1 of this video, we will discuss the picture drawn by Frederick Soriot, the French Revolution, and the idea of nation and the Napoleonic Code. So, let's start the chapter. In the first page of your book, you all have noticed there is a picture drawn by Frederick Soriot, the dream of worldwide democratic and social republics, the pact between nations, print prepared by Frederick Soriot in 1848. So, who was Frederick Soriot? He was a French artist. Now he has some utopian vision, an imaginary vision, which means depicting something idealistic. The French artist Frederick Soriot was visualizing a dream of a world made up of nations. All of them did not exist as nations at the time when these prints were made. He had showed the German people with a common flag, although actually there were a number of different states at that point of time. So, it is an idealistic or utopian vision. On the earth is foreground of the image lie the shattered remains of the symbols of absolutist institutions. Okay, now let's move to the topic the French Revolution and the idea of nation. The first idea of nationalism came with the French Revolution. You have already learned about French Revolution in Standard 9. In 1789, French Revolution led to a transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. The various measures and practices introduced by the French revolutionaries to create a sense of collective identity amongst the people of the France were as follows. Some of the points I have mentioned in the video, just listen carefully, listen the explanation. You can get back to me in the comment boxes. New ideas like La Patrie, that is the fatherland, and Le Citoyen, that is the citizen, promoted the idea of a united community with equal rights under a constitution. Moreover, there has been the adoption of a new French flag, replacing the former royal flag. Establishment of a centralized administrative system with uniform law for all the citizens were done. New hymns, national anthems were composed, oaths were taken, martyrs were remembered in the name of the nation. The internal custom duties and the dues were also abolished at that point of time. A state general was elected by the body of citizens and renamed as the National Assembly. Regional dialects were discouraged. French language for speaking and writing was accepted as a common language of the country. Uniform system of weights and measures were adopted. As news of this French Revolution spread across the Europe, educated middle-class citizens in many cities formed the Jacobin clubs. Their campaigns opened the way for French armies to enter Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy during the 1790s. French armies carried the idea of nationalism throughout the Europe. Now we all have known about Napoleon Bonaparte. So in 1804, Napoleon introduced the civil code in France, which came to be known as the Napoleonic Code. Napoleon started conquering France, abolished monarchy, and declared himself as the Emperor of the France. He introduced some of the codes. Some of the features of the codes are: it removed all the privileges based on birth, established equality before the law, and secured the right to property. It simplified administrative divisions in the Dutch Republic, Switzerland, Italy, and Germany. It abolished the feudal system. Feudal system means it was a system in which the people were given land and protection by the people of higher rank, and in return they had to work for them. And also freed the peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. Serfdom means the system under which peasants are forced to live and work under the feudal lords, and they were also get rid of the manorial dues. Manorial dues were refers to the fees that peasants or the farmers owe to the nobles who were their landlords. It removed guild restrictions in the town areas, transport and communication systems were improved. Guild system was an association of artisans or merchants who oversee the practice of the craft or trade in a particular area. It established uniform laws, standardized weights and measures, and common national currency which facilitated the movement and exchange of goods from one region to another. In the regions that Napoleon conquered, local citizens had mixed reactions to French rule. At first, they welcomed French armies in many places like Holland, Switzerland, and cities like Brussels, Mainz, Milan, and Warsaw, seeing them as liberators. However, this changed to anger when it became clear that the new administrative systems didn't guarantee political freedom. Rather, it was the comeback of the monarchical system that led to the war in the Waterloo. So let's stop this video right now. You all just like, share and subscribe the videos. We will get back to the other parts of the rise of nationalism in Europe in my next video.